So what is an engaging executive? Well, it's not a job title, it's not a position, you won't find it in any organizational chart, but it's a philosophy. It's a way of thinking and being that combines and balances both the importance of task and people in a way that engages both hearts and minds. In 2008, Zenger and Folkman did a series of studies which they published in a book called The Extraordinary Leader. And they found some interesting interactions. They looked at 200,000 data points of managerial assessments, and these were spread across 16 different capabilities. Now, the interesting thing was they found a couple of important interactions, and one of them is the one I'm going to share with you now. And that is someone is both good at task and good at people. It means that 90% of their followers, the people that work for them and with them, will think that they're an extraordinary leader. That's what we strive for at the Engaging Executive. Welcome to the Engaging Executive Program. You are about to undertake something truly transformational.
Over the next 90 days, you will undergo 5 days of experiential learning.
Be videoed before receiving insightful interpretation from a psychologist.
Undertake 3 momentum webinars to keep you on track.
And you will undertake 90 days of behavioural challenges which will take the learning out of the classroom and back into the workplace.
The first key to behavioural change is self-awareness. At the Engaging Executive program, we video you every day for 5 days. You get to see how you look in group meetings, in one-to-ones, doing presentations and even storytelling. Then we look back at your video and you get expert analysis and advice in order to be able to dissect your behaviour and affect immediate change. Many people find this intimidating at first, but once the initial discomfort wears off, you're left with a powerful insight that builds self-awareness and affects an immediate change in behaviour.
The second key to behavioural change is to find an expert guide. Great CEOs, actors and superstars, they all have someone who's an expert in their field to help. On the Engaging Executive program, all our coaches are psychologists with 10 to 20 years of business experience. We combine all of our skills to make sure that all the participants get the individual care that they need to make their personal transformation.
The third key to behavioural change is the process of immersion. Now, if I want to put a fact into your head, that's pretty simple. I can just send you on a one-day course. But if I want to change something which has become a lifelong behaviour, then sending you on a one-day course isn't going to work. So this is called the process of immersion. It's doing something that's practiced every single day for a long period of time. Let's imagine that I wanted to help you to learn French, and I was to give you, say, a French phrase book to take home for the weekend. The chances of you being able to be fluent in French or being able to have a conversation in French after one weekend and a book is pretty slim. But let's imagine that I gave you the same book and I power-dropped you into the deepest part of France where they only spoke French and you had to survive on your own for 90 days. We probably would get a bit of a different result. So on the Engaging Executive program, what we do, for 90 days, you get sent a behavioural challenge every single day. And we've actually got accountability measures in place to make sure that not only are you doing them, but you're getting coached through anything that's holding you back. And this is what makes the difference, because this is what takes the learning out of the classroom and puts it back into the workplace. So a question we get frequently asked at the Engaging Executive is, who is an ideal client? Well, typically, although not exclusively, we tend to work with people from the technical professions. Think actuaries, engineers, accountants, lawyers, doctors, IT managers or program managers or project managers, just about anyone that has a very technical aspect. And they have all through their life been rewarded for being very, very good at their technical skills. Well, what happens, and I've described this in my book, Engage, is that at some point in their career they hit what's called the technical ceiling. Now this is where all through somebody's life up to this point, being good at the technical stuff is enough to succeed. But beyond the technical ceiling, you start to trade in a different currency, and that currency is relationships. So what we do is we help people who are trying to make this transition or who have just made it but now find themselves not as comfortable as they were before, and we take them from good to great when it comes to understanding, influencing, and connecting.